Before we start discussing if this Demon Slayer game is worth it, subscribe. It's there. 50K. Help me reach it. Big thanks to Sega America for providing me a review copy. Hopefully we clickbait a Capcom community manager to do the same when Monster Hunter 6 comes out. Okay, I'll stop with the sellout remarks. Let's get down to business. Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles is in Steam, PS5, PS4, and Xbox at the price of $59.99 for standard and $69.99 for digital deluxe. It is a AAA game price. These are the usual price ranges wherein a gamer would be really cautious because it's quite of an investment. Oh, it's not expensive for you? Good for you, man. I'm in a third world country, so it is for me. Hence, this review will be centered on if you will get your money's worth if you purchase the game in relation to the price I have mentioned. I've played the game for quite some time, almost got the game on Platinum, I'm just not a completionist. Would be releasing an analysis of how combat works shortly after this video gets released. Hinokami Chronicles has a story mode, versus mode, and a training mode. The scope of the story mode is from Tanjiro Kamado Unwavering Resolve arc up to the Mugen Train arc. They did a good job with how the story progressed. The cutscenes are insanely good. The main mission battles makes me feel like I'm an anime protagonist, but it's going to feel really short. The side quests in the game don't actually add that much playtime to it. There will be parts in story mode where it will let you roam around the world, wherein you can pick up Kimetsu points, which is currency to unlock skins, photos, and characters, reward missions, which are the blue exclamation marks you will see around your map, and memory fragments, which are bonus cutscenes that would provide additional lore. But all these things would be so easy to get because they are automatically pinned on your map. All you have to do is pick it up. In each chapter, there will be side bosses as well, but they are just some random demons, but at least their moves change depending on the chapter. They get challenging as you progress. As boring as these so-called chores sound, the game has a way of making you do it because without doing it, you won't be able to play some of the characters in the game, which I would dive into the later part of this video. In a nutshell, story mode of the game is okay. It would have been great, but it's not because it really felt short. And the other activities you can do and decides are too simple. But the main mission battles feel awesome as hell. It's like you're really in there. Let's get into versus mode. This is my first time covering a fighting game, so go easy on me. Hinokami Chronicles will have 18 playable characters, but after getting a grasp of the characters, you technically just have 12. Why? The Academy versions of the characters are basically just reskins. Their ultimate move animations and the sound they make change, but their core gameplay does not. The input for the moves in general for every character is the same, but the attacks would somewhat differ. For example, I will try to do a combo with Zenitsu with only light attacks combined with chase dash, and as comparison, I will try to do the same combo with Hinokami Tanjiro with light attacks combined with chase dash as well. As you can see, the timings for the inputs would be different, and also the hits that you can do would vary. The same would apply with their special attacks. Every character technically has a different approach if you want to combo your opponent, but the buttons you would be using would be the same. The difference would be the order of the moves you wish to execute. That's a plus for people that love getting creative with their mix-up, and a plus for people with bad memory. Combos in the game can never be infinite as well. You might have noticed the circle that pops up along with the combo counter. I'll go in depth with the types of circles that pop up in the game mechanics video that I will release. Demon Slayer also has a skill gauge. That is the blue thing you see there at the top. It gets consumed once you do a chase dash mid-combo or a special attack. The support gauge is the yellow gauge you see there at the top. You can use it to call your ally for a support attack or get you out of harm's way if you're getting comboed. This is actually really important in competitive play. This is your only way to get yourself out of a combo. It is through the support gauge as well that you switch characters, but switching to another character doesn't mean your other gauges will replenish. It will all still be the same. The special gauge is the yellow bar you see there below. You can use it to do boost, which will increase your damage, make you do special skills without consuming skill gauge, and also add one additional hit on your normal attacks, depending on the level of the boost. You can use it to do ultimate arts too, which are the flashy moves each character has. The game has a variety of defensive options. You can do forward, side, back steps without consuming any gauge. Like any other fighting game, you can block. You can also push opponents while blocking. and there's also a parry mechanic in the game. All of these things I'll touch in more detail in the game mechanic dive video that I'll release. Versus mode is actually fun. I've never fought against a person yet. I'm only fighting against CPU, and sadly the very hard mode of the CPU doesn't feel very hard because I'm not fully taking advantage of the mechanics like push blocking and parrying to gain an upper hand. I'm mostly dodging and just waiting for the right moment to strike. In short, I'm cheesing. Training mode, on the other hand, is basically you versus a CPU with tasks. If you complete these tasks while taking down the opponent, you'll get Kimetsu points. The tasks that will be given will improve your understanding of the mechanics. Some would require you to do a parry, finish a battle with an ultimate art, get a certain combo count. But don't you worry, you don't really have to do the whole training mode to unlock the characters. It's a good mode if ever you do want to be competitive in online play in the long run. So, what's the verdict? Is it worth it? 100% if you're a big fan of the franchise. Story mode is still cool even if it's short because it will make you feel you're in the epic battles. And even if you're not used to fighting games, the buttons you need for the moves are identical for each character, and the mechanics in the game are pretty easy to get into, but of course, mastering it is another thing. It's a good game to play while you're waiting for the next episode of the new season. But if you're like an average fan and you're keeping an eye on your game budget, it's 50-50. Replayability is not so much because the character roster at the moment is few, but they are going to release other playable characters shortly after launch. I feel like you'll be able to have a blast in this game if you are a part of a community that is playing this game and also have good internet connection to go get them wins in online battles. As a person new to arena fighters, this can be a good entry point too. It's enjoyable for me, but since I don't really have reliable internet to go online and I don't have anyone to play with at home, my enthusiasm will be drained by the CPU enemy that I just keep on cheesing. I hope this short review was able to shed some light on how the game is. Thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it, especially if you're still watching to this point. I'll see you in the next one.